May 22nd, 2022. I'm standing on Macarthur Boulevard. These multi-rise buildings were all part of Sadler's Woods, as were the woods on the other side of Macarthur Boulevard. On the other side, those trees belong to Haddon Township and I guess also the school. That is not considered part of Sadler's Woods, which is a shame, because there's lots of nice trees there. So we're just heading into Sadler's Woods. Hopefully we can see some goats. So this is a goat walk. The goats arrived yesterday, 20 goats, and their job is to eat 5 acres of whatever they'll eat, which is ground cover, ivy, poison ivy. Leaves, all sorts of things. This part they're not going to eat, this because it's not fenced off. So Sadler's Woods is 28 acres, I think, something like that. And 5 acres have been fenced off for the goats to eat. They probably enjoy eating a lot of this area too, but this isn't the plan. So we're just up above the creek, which is down there. And the creek runs all the way across Sadler's Woods from, I don't know what that street's called, all the way to Macarthur Boulevard. So when it gets to Macarthur Boulevard, it goes underground, which you can see the the stream. Moving, because that's what water does. It's a lovely little stream. It's very nice to see kids paddling in it. There's a lot of water in New Jersey. I remember the joke about Tasmania was that when God made Tasmania, he forgot to pull it out of the water. Well, that's sort of true for New Jersey too. A lot of water. It was in the 90s yesterday. It hasn't rained for a couple of days, but when it does rain, the water just goes straight in the ground. Not as fast as in the Pine Barrens, but pretty quickly. Yeah, this is just lovely woods. It's about 10-15 degrees cooler in the woods. And the air is clean. I can always feel I can breathe here. Look at this tree here. Look how gorgeous it is. Look at the pattern on the bark. Wow. And we have twin trees here. I know some of these trees are 200-300 years old. Maybe that's one of them. It's just a beautiful tree. And that one too. Look, it just goes up and 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 up. And these ones too. They touch the top of the sky. Give us lots of oxygen so we can breathe. You can see the park. The woods are very well maintained with wooden bridges and demarcated paths. And there's actually quite a few people walking around the woods today. It used to be I would never see anyone in the woods. And then Janet started being the president of the Conservation Association, and she has brought and is bringing a lot of good things to the woods, including events, clean-up events, Halloween, and of course bringing the goats. So all of this has brought people to the woods, which is wonderful. So we still haven't come across the goats eating. Now this was a very old tree that fell in a huge storm a year ago, 2 years ago. I believe this was one of the ones that was like 300 years old. And it's lovely. Let's just walk down here so you can see. See this section. When I used to be brave enough to cross the stream, this is where I always crossed it. Clever people can cross it on that big log, but I just don't have the balance to be able to do that. I suppose if I crawled I could do it, but I've never been that desperate. I'd rather walk around. And you see so many trees have fallen down, which is the result of storms and age, and the roots not getting what they need. I thought it might be a problem with diminishing groundwater, but I'm told by the heating guy, that a lot of people in this area are complaining that their basements are becoming wetter and wetter. The water is rising from the ground. Now, I don't know if that's connected to the groundwater rising or if it's completely unconnected. But I do know we take a lot of water out of the ground for population, and population in the 4 decades since I've been living here in New Jersey, the population has increased dramatically. And everyone's drinking a lot more, using a lot more water. And the climate crisis, I don't know what that's doing to our water supply. Is that increasing it or decreasing it? I suppose it depends where you are. Oh yeah, there's another one that fell down. So here we are, and you can see the fence. And this was just fenced off last week for the goats. So I'm going to close this video now, and I'll start again when I see the first goat. Susanna J. Dodgson, May 22nd, 2022, in Sadler's Woods, Hatton Township, New Jersey.